Hi, this is Christine from Christine's Corner. We're here at Brian's Angels at the corner of Summer and Center. We're going to be talking to the lady that started this program of Brian's Angels, and she is going to explain how it started, and we are also going to be talking to some of the clients that come here and how Brian's Angels have helped them, and also some volunteers who started as homeless and now they're volunteering themselves here, and they've come a long way.
My name is Pat Stebbins. I started Brian's Angels Homeless Outreach in August of 2015 in downtown Bristol, Connecticut.
How did you start Brian's Angels?
We started when I was walking my dog. I live in the downtown area, and I noticed an awful lot of homeless people after I got the dog. And one day a young couple stopped me, wanted to pet the dog because the young lady had lost 2 dogs when she went homeless. And Bristol Talks at that point in time was doing Pay It Forward. So everybody would get online and talk about how they got Dunkin' Donuts for the person behind them. I decided that if the person in line was there for Dunkin' Donuts, they had the money for Dunkin' Donuts. The homeless didn't have money even for cold water, so we started passing out cold water.
Wow, and it was that long ago in Bristol,
Yep.
Connecticut. And how did you get a building? I mean, how did it start? How did people know where to go?
I had asked Ellen Zappo, who was a city council member at the time, what we could do, how we could help, how to stay legal, basically, because I didn't know what was allowed and what wasn't allowed as far as helping people. And Ellen encouraged me to go to the homeless task force, which was run by United Way, and it was the beginning of bigger things. At that point, the homeless task force was looking, this was getting into the fall season, and the task force was looking to open up a warming center because the library was getting overwhelmed. Too many homeless people, too many issues, either between police and ambulance. So they had asked for another place to open, and at that point, Bristol Community Organization was still around, and they got a grant and started the first warming center.
Wow, how did you come up with the name Brian's Angels?
Brian's Angels is named in memory of my son, Brian Pins, who died March of '98. And he was a victim of homelessness. In the 90s, it was the crack. The crack got him, and really not a whole lot of self-confidence. Brian had some tough times. So I wanted to do it in his memory.
Oh, so if he were here today, he would be helping you, I'm sure.
Brian, the reason I did it, Brian started getting into a little bit of trouble after falling skiing. It was his brother's senior year, so he must have been freshman or sophomore. Fell skiing, did major injury to his spleen. Was told that he had to stay home. Well, it caused severe depression. It was his senior year, come to think of it. So he was out November to April of his senior year. He had a heck of a time catching up, and it was at that point that I think he started drinking. And I honestly believe, I don't have hospital records to prove it, but I'll guarantee that he was on opiates in that emergency room and in the ICU. And that was the beginning of his drinking.
That's really sad that led into other things.
Right. I have no way that I'll ever really know, but I suspect it strongly.
Yeah.
Early 90s, pain medicine wasn't a big deal in the early 90s.
Have you noticed since you've been here, how many years now?
Going on 7 years.
7 years. Good for you. Just started with a bottle of water.
And no plans.
And no plans. You didn't even think you were going to be headed the whole thing, did you?
No idea. Absolutely no idea. What happened is after the grant ran out for the first warming center at BCO, we were in a task force meeting, and one of the members was lamenting, how are we going to do a cooling center because the grant money is up. And I thought about it as thoroughly as I think about most things, and shot up my hand and basically said, oh, let me try to do it with all volunteers. Let me try all volunteers. And the man who was running the shelter at the time looked at me and said, you'll never be able to do that with all volunteers. Well, 5 years later with the location, we're still doing it with all volunteers.
And you're in a different location. You were over on Jacob Street?
We were on Jacob Street in a smaller location. We about doubled our square footage here. And honestly, we could stand to double our square footage again.
Well, and now you're here on Summer and Center.
Corner Center in Summer, basement of Prospect United Methodist Church. It's beautiful. It's like being in a park.
Wow. How long you been here?
Going on 3 years. August will be 3 years.
Wow, it's been 3 years already. I remember
Doesn't
when you
seem-
first started.
Doesn't seem possible.
Wow. So, have you noticed in all those years, maybe some reasons why people become homeless? I mean, I know people always say they're drunk or they're alcoholics, but
For some
there's other
people,
ways.
it's addiction issues. For other people, it's a lack. Let's talk about the lack of money in this country right now, and
Right.
don't get me started on that soapbox, because I don't know who, as a minimum wage adult worker, might be able to afford any type of housing. They can barely afford to go to McDonald's some days. McDonald's is up to $15 for a hamburger, a soda, and fries.
Yeah, I noticed
Um,
at the counter.
I don't know how people are affording it right now, especially with our wage scale. United States used to pay big. It's not what it used to be.
Not at all. The gas and the food, yeah, don't get me started.
There's an awful lot of people falling into this, and
You say domestic violence falls in play to the
domestic violence is absolutely one of the reasons. There's just so many different reasons. It's so hard to go into. Everybody has a different story, and I'm sure as you
Right.
interview other people,
Right.
we have a couple coming in. It breaks my heart. They're sleeping in their car. There's a lot of people sleeping in their cars right now that are working.
That's if they're lucky if they have a car, right?
Correct.
All those tents, and if they're lucky if they even have a tent, right?
Correct.
You give so much. What do you do for them?
The list is long. When we started out, we were actually not doing lunches. I did sandwiches and coffee. Just wanted a place for people to come and relax, get connected with services, get supplies if they need them. So when the pandemic hit, previous to the pandemic, we were operating a 1 to 5 schedule, with various people coming in to meet with the clients. Wheeler Clinic, the Bristol Board of Health comes in, checks on us now and then. There's a number of agencies that come in to work with the clients. We have been working on trying to help people get IDs, get driver's licenses, get jobs, whatever we can help in that direction to help somebody out of homelessness.
I seen you give them clothing and food every day.
Food, clothing, we have showers on a first come, first served basis.
Oh, nice.
When I first started, I was running around trying to get people into showers at various facilities, and I would frequently end up standing there waiting because they don't have clocks. They might have a cell phone that works now and then, but watches and clocks aren't a thing when you're sleeping in a tent. So when we moved here, the church gave us permission to install a shower, and By Carrier in Bristol was actually the first one that showed back up and gave me a price, and he did an amazing job. So we have a beautiful little shower for our homeless.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, we don't even think of that. Showers and your clothing and food.
Right.
Shoes.
I originally wanted to do a washer and dryer and have thought better of that, and I'm glad I did.
Oh,
It would have been too much.
okay. Yeah, I was thinking of that. What about a washer and dryer?
We send people to the laundromat now. We have something worked out with the laundromat.
Oh, that's good. Do you give them a little gift card too?
I give them one of my business cards that has to be filled out in a specific manner.
Oh,
for the laundromat to take it.
Oh, that's
So they can't just walk in with my business card, which is how that came about, because they used to just take my business card and walk in with my business card, so,
Then you ran out of business cards, right?
no, money,
Yeah, that's it.
money at the laundromat.
Right? Sorry about that.
Okay.
Uh, so is there anything else that I may have missed that you might want to tell everyone? Like maybe there's a website they can go on to if they want to donate food?
Yep, well, we have two websites. Go to the bryonsangels.org first, and on that website you will find a link to go to Meal Train, which is how we plan our hot foods, because when COVID hit and the soup kitchens closed, I once again thought about it so thoroughly. We're going to start doing hot foods, and that's how we ended up doing hot foods 6 days a week instead of 2.
You close on Monday.
Closed on Mondays.
Wait,
I do need one day off. We used to be open 7 days. I don't know how I did
I
that.
don't know how you do that. That's good that there's still volunteers, so if they want to volunteer. They
Yep.
can see it.
A lot of students this year. We had 3 interns. It was great. We were very happy that they graduated, but I am kind of sad that they graduated because they were awesome volunteers. So we have a few more that are starting up soon.
That's good. Just one more question. How many approximately or about do you see come through here every day?
It varies. Through the first 2 years of the pandemic, we averaged 20 to 25 people a day. The first year of the pandemic, these poor people sat out in my parking lot on metal chairs through the winter, under little tents just to get a hot meal. March 23rd of 2021, we opened to people coming back inside again. March 23rd, because that was Brian's birthday, so I thought it would be a great celebration.
Yeah.
And I forgot where I was going with that.
Well, that's good that you have a cooling and warming.
Yep,
So,
we're
yeah,
open
it's
year round.
nice
I
and
try to
cool.
take off a week here and there. Every now and then you'll see us shut down for a week when I've hit the end of my patience, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know how you do that every day, and then you listen to their stories, I'm sure, too.
And
So,
I mean, we have an awful lot of people that come in that are very grateful. Some aren't, but people are people.
right.
You know, you're always going to get your
Going through
diverse.
stages.
And a lot of people are angry about the position they're in, too.
Yeah, that's true. I would be too. So thank you very much for interviewing with me.
Absolutely.
I hope that this will help, and maybe you'll get more funding through this.
That would be great. We need a few big things. Not only could we use more space, but we need to get a new industrial refrigerator, and that's going to cost probably near $10,000.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that.
They're
Okay.
expensive.
Wow. Well, we'll just put it out in the universe and see what happens.
The universe has been pretty good to us so far.
Yeah, so if you can say that website one more time.
www.bryonsangels.org. And you can also sign up. I know somebody's going to read this after the concert, but July 16th, 2022, Terryville Fairgrounds, we are having a big concert, and I'm all excited.
Cool. Hi, you guys. Do you work here? Do you volunteer here at Brian's Angels?
Yes, we are both volunteers here.
Are you interns here?
Not really. We came to volunteer here just because we wanted to do something meaningful with our time in the summer. So we came here by ourselves, looking to help out in the community. Oh, microphone. Yeah. So as I said, we were volunteers. We came here by ourselves, looking to help out in the community. So yep.
So what chose you to do Brian's Angels?
Brian's Angels. I don't know. To be honest, I drove around. I was looking for places to volunteer, help people who are less fortunate than we are, and I just wanted to give as much as I could to the community and the people here. And I walked in Brian's Angels, and I met Pat, or Mrs. Stebbins. She was really nice and kind, and I thought this would be a great place to spend my summer helping out.
Yeah, so I was actually brought here by this guy. He asked me to help out here at Brian's Angels, and to be able to give back to the community is to me like such a rewarding experience.
That's great that you chose here. How is it? How long have you been working here?
For me, this is my first day actually, but I've had a great time helping out, and I think I will be going back to help out some more.
Yeah, I think JC has had a great first day. I came here around a month ago because I was getting ready to like plan my summer out, and I spoke with Pat, and she said you come back in the summer and just start volunteering. So I started here around like around 2 weeks ago, and I volunteer around like 2 days per week. So it's nice.
How does it feel volunteering to the population that you're volunteering? And what do you do?
Well, it just feels great to know that I'm helping people and I'm making a difference in this community. Some of the things I do is we hand out clothes, prepare hot meals for people who otherwise wouldn't get them. And it's really nice.
Yeah, for me, this is like my first time volunteering for those in need. So to be able to help out these types of people, it really helps me like gain this like new perspective on like our overall society and what we can do to improve it ourselves.
Well, I reward you for doing what you're doing, especially it seems as young as you are. I'm glad that that's what you're doing, and not into mischief. Because
Not
you're
yet.
young, you're into mischief either.
Not yet, but
But it is summertime, and you chose to do work for volunteer for Brian's Angels. So kudos to you. Thank you very much.
yeah, thank you.
Mike.
My name is Dwayne.
How long you been volunteering? How long have you been volunteering for Brian's Angels?
Off and on for like the past 5 years. Because she really started out over there where St. Vincent de Paul was. Then she got this space, and there was a disconnect one time, but once we reconnected, I just started coming like whenever I can get here. So,
Oh, how do you like working here, or volunteering here actually?
I like it. The thing about Pat is that, she tries to give everybody their dignity and self-respect, because some of these places you go to, they think they can talk to you like you're nothing, and she doesn't do that. She tries to give everybody their dignity and respect, but at the same time, she has her rules. So we're like, if you gotta wear the mask, you gotta wear the mask. You gotta eat at the tables, things like that. So, I call her fair but firm.
For what?
She's fair but firm.
Oh, okay. So, what do you do when you volunteer here?
Sometimes I do security, I patrol the ground, sometimes I serve the meals, sometimes I help out sorting the clothes. So whatever she needs me to help her do, that's what I try to do.
Have you seen a lot of people come through here?
I've seen a lot of people, and it doesn't matter your race, color, creed, gender, none of that. She just wants to help people. So, that's what she wants to do, because she turned her personal tragedy into an outreach ministry. And a lot of places can say, I love God and all that other stuff, but she's literally showing it by her actions. So if you don't do what she did, I question your faith. I question you claiming that you're a Christian or faith-based or whatever like that. And I'll probably catch some heat, but I personally don't care. But it's like, she's really showing, the love of God to people when they're at their lowest. Because so many people can, say, okay, here's some food stamps, here's this, here's that. But she gives you real practical resources that you can use. Like, she'll make get someone a tent if they need a tent. Or, some clothes, a jacket, something. And especially if, they have children, she wants to make sure that, they're okay. Because, again, she's a mom. So, she has a mother's heart, for everybody. So she wants to make sure that, everybody's okay. But again, she's fair but firm. So,
Right.
yeah.
Have the unfortunate to be a member in the beginning?
I've been a client before. That's how we connected, because I was when she was at St. Vincent de Paul using their space over there. I was a client that was maybe about between 5 to 7 years ago. But again, she still gave me my dignity. She just didn't treat me as like, oh, you're a drug dealer, you're a bum, you're not trying to do what you got to do for yourself. She's like, okay, this is your situation. Okay, how can I help you? But at the same time, again, she was fair but firm. Like, she has a standing rules. We're like, okay, listen, when it's time to close, let's everybody help clean up, throw the trash out, guys, carry the heavy bulky stuff, things like that. So therefore, she doesn't have to do it by herself. So, or with the other female volunteers, because some things, I was raised old school, is that a boy's going to do it because, it's a guy's job. So it's like, okay, I'll throw out the trash. I'll do the bulky stuff, I'll make sure that, they don't disrespect her or the ladies up in here. And, that's what I do. I mean, me being 6'4" has nothing to do with it. I would do it if I was 5'2", because, it makes a difference when you have that, extra layer of protection around, because some people don't want to do right. That's the other unfortunate thing too, is that, she's trying her best to help people out, but some people don't appreciate it. So you have to deal with that mixture of stuff. But again, she always gives people their dignity, their self-respect. She gives them real resources. She has, like Mary Ann Forrest will come in and try to help people out, get situated with housing or other different resources. She's had other, different groups like Journey Home. So she's just trying to help, everybody out when they're at their lowest. So, because nobody wants to be homeless, nobody wants to be without, but, she gives you that resources because, before Pat and different ones, a lot of places wasn't doing it because there's people that come from Hartford, New Britain, other places to get the help that, she provides because they can't get it where they're at. So, she doesn't try to turn anybody down. So.
Oh, good for her.
Yeah.
How did she help you?
She helped me out with a bus pass one time. She helped me out with a laundry card one time. Like there was one time I was going to work and I was running short, so she gave me like a couple of Subway gift cards so I didn't have to spend any money to get lunch at work, stuff like that. So she gives, like I said, practical resources.
Yeah.
So.
Wow, that's really good. And it's great that Brian's Angels has gone on the way it has. For
Right.
that many reasons that you have said.
Right, but the government should be doing more, the city should be doing more to help out because again, everything isn't free and we need the help, it's like, she's doing things so that, DSF doesn't have to do it or District Heart doesn't have to do it. So okay, give her the resources that she needs so she can fully do what she has to do. And I don't care if it's Biden, I don't care if it's Lamont, I don't care what mayor or whatever, I would tell them all, like, listen, help her so she can help others. And that's the thing, she always wants to help everybody else. She's it's that mother's heart that she has. She always wants to make sure everybody's okay. But she can't do everything.
Right.
So.
Yeah, just started with handing out a bottle of water.
Right. Right, and look at how it's expanded from that because again, and again, the reason why I say she likes to give people their dignity and respect because, okay, if you're homeless, you don't have a place to go shower. You don't have a place to go wash your clothes. So she set certain things in place to where she can get that done. So it's like, she's giving people that dignity that okay, this is situational, this isn't permanent. So, okay, yeah, you're going to have to do your work, but let me help you get to the point of where you need to be.
Right.
Because, there was a time where she helped somebody, get back home and they lived out of state. You don't find many places that would do people that would do stuff like that. So it's like, that's what I mean. Like, okay, she has that mother's heart. Again, she wants to, help everybody as best she can. But again, she's fair but firm. So.
Right. Wow. Thank you very much for all your information and all your thoughts and what happened.
All right.
Thank you.